Excited to jump on the phones and talk to the Cajun Cannon, Bobby Hebert, joining us now from New Orleans, Louisiana. Bobby, what's up, man? How are you?
Well, what's up? The Commanders are up. That was up. Boy, I can tell you what, the Saints don't know how to finish a game, close out a game. It's kind of woulda, coulda, shoulda. Sounds like Jim Moore now, but they've had games. The same thing happened in the Rams game.
Uh-huh.
They score a touchdown. Though we're going to be aggressive. We're going to go for two, but you're down there. Look how hot the Eagles are. I mean, the Saints are under 2 minutes left. They were winning by 5 points. So how about, they need a touchdown. Then we run into each other. No, we like the bad news bears. No, right now the Saints you are what your record says you are. They're 5-9, but I'm saying they could be woulda, coulda, shoulda, like I said, like Washington, like a 9-5 team, even with all the injuries and all that. It just shows you the parity in the NFL. But in these parts, we all knew about Jayden Daniels and the playmaker that he is. Now they should have hooked up on a couple of those long balls. McLaurin, you can't miss that. That could be the difference, a playoff type game and all that. But depending on where that, you got to give them their props. And I remember with Coach Gibbs, when they were winning Super Bowls and all that, you can't find a finer fan base as far as the loyalty. So it's about time they start winning and give the fans something to cheer for.
Bobby, you got a chance to check out Jayden when he was at LSU. What was it about him then that impressed you? And is he starting to get to that point in the NFL where you say this guy gonna be special?
Well, he's smooth as silk. I mean, I don't, man. If I can run like that, I know I'd be in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Because I had all the intangibles. I can do all that other stuff. But we saw this in the SEC. He had one game against University of Florida. And there's not no slow people at the Florida Gators, the SEC, and they thought they had the angle, but not so fast. And it didn't even look like he was really running.
Mm-hmm.
That's what is crazy about Jayden Daniels, how smooth he is. He had that 124-yard run. We all look at in the press box each other. Whoa, we've seen this at LSU. And just that ability to be able to do that. I said this in the pregame. What's crazy? You look at United States, north, south, east, west, right there. In the D.C. in your backyard, look at the proximity of the Baltimore Ravens, Lamar Jackson and Jayden Daniels with the Commanders.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they're basically next door neighbors, and you can look at Mahomes and all that, but Lamar Jackson, Jayden Daniels, that's two different cats as far as extending plays. And Josh Allen's like a big lumberjack. I don't know. Now he can run too, but I'm just talking about when you smooth. You look at Lamar and I look at Jayden Daniels. No, that's at a different level. And it just goes to show you how much the quarterback, can make that difference. Where just look at where Washington was, and this as a fan, and how, and give fans hope. Now look at this time last year. What was Washington? 4-10. And now you're 9-5 in the playoff hunt.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, boy, you love football, and I want to be in that number. And then you might not like FedEx Field, but you go, it ain't that bad if we're winning.
There you go, dude. The
That's
team
exactly
name,
what people are saying.
The team name has been this huge topic forever. Now you still have some people that care, but everybody's cool with Commanders because they got a quarterback and they're winning ball games.
Well, he is a Commander. I don't know. We kind of. Commanders, though, if you abbreviate it, it sounds too. I'm a capitalist. That sounds too commie. I don't know. If I was running Washington, I have a lot of common sense, and I looked at this. I loved it when they played with Darryl Green and you had Dexter Manley, Charles Mann, and Doug Williams. I talked to Doug yesterday. But in those days, remember playing at RFK, I loved the band. And when they would play like "Hail to the Redskins," "Hail victory," "Hail to the Redskins," "Fight for old DC," and the fans would be going crazy. I go, man, this is like a college atmosphere of the band. I always loved the band, but I said, I don't know how to change the name to keep that, because you said Commanders has too many syllables. They should have called them like the Red Wolves or Red Hawks or something. Then you can still say like "Hail to the Red Hawks" or something. I don't know. I just don't. Commanders out. They're winning now, and if you win, they don't really care about the name. But
there you go.
You can't just go with the Washington Football Club and all that. But I like the W. But hey, I had no problem with the Redskins, though. You just got to get approval somewhere. You just have some tribal leader that'll give you approval. Where maybe you can go back to the name. I don't know.
Who knows, man? Bobby, I meant to tell you this. We're talking with Bobby Hebert, quarterback for the Saints and the Falcons, Pro Bowler. Dude, I drove by your restaurant.
Okay. Yeah, we just had the.
Tell me you should have stopped, Bobby.
I
drive by,
we were running late. But I thought that was so cool to see your restaurant.
It's in Metairie, like a suburb of New Orleans. And, it was crazy. I never would be in the restaurant business. But I was friends with the Oceana wedding restaurant group. And, we had done remote shows and all there. And they have Oceana restaurant chains and all. And he says, Bobby, Mo Bader is a Lebanese family. He goes, we got a Cajun and Lebanese. Why don't we open a restaurant together? I said, I don't know about that. That's too many hours. You got to be there when it opens and closes. No, we just want to buy your name. I said, now you're talking. I said, I think I can do that. So awesome. Now it's been about how time flies. When you're young, you want to be old. When you're old, you want to be young.
Yep.
The restaurant, as of this April, has been open 10 years.
Wow.
We just had a 10-year celebration, and had a DJ and all out there. So, yeah, it's really doing well. And you got everything. I mean, you got like the crab cakes, you got seafood platters, you got duck. I mean, I can feed you this duck, and I'll say, I'm not eating no duck. And you would think, whoa, this is good. What is this? You wouldn't realize. It's like part of turducken, with the turkey, the chicken, and the duck.
Oh, yeah.
But this duck and how they cook it was like, whoa. You wouldn't believe that. It's like, oh, everything tastes like chicken. No, this does not taste like chicken, but it's, you'd be impressed. And like, oh, I'm not eating rabbit or something like that. Or, it depends how you cook it, how you marinate it and all that kind of stuff.
Totally.
The Bobby Hebert's Cajun Cannon Restaurant, 10 years, and how time flies, and about how time's flying now with the Saints not being relevant. And I officially said this last night in the post game. Now, we need to have a funeral. It's officially over. We got to rebuild. Drew Brees ain't coming back. Sean Payton's not here. It's over. Who that nation?
Yeah.
You always have hope. Well, we're not that far and all that. But, no, it'll be interesting going forward right now. The Saints would pick number 10. Depending what happens, they're going to get crushed, I think, by Green Bay on Monday night and Green Bay. And then you got the Raiders. They could beat the Raiders. The Raiders are sorry. But then you close out how hot Tampa Bay is. Tampa Bay went to try to kill them. And then so they're going to end up winning the NFC South like 4 years in a row. And, Baker Mayfield, he's the one that invented planting the flag and all that stuff. But I like that. I like that kind of stuff. And the Saints have a ways to go in the fan base. They're restless right now. And, you kind of take Drew Brees and Sean Payton off for granted, all that stability they brought. But basically 15, 16 years. Well, the Saints are in the have-nots right now.
Yeah, it was interesting watching that game, and just, to me, how on earth Rizzy went with Haener over Rattler was mind-blowing. And then...
Well, no, I don't. I can tell you why they wanted to see, I guess, okay, for instance, Haener was drafted in the 4th round out of Fresno State, Rattler the 5th round out of South Carolina. If I go by, let's say you don't know nobody, just watching practice. Now, Spencer Rattler had to develop as a pro quarterback. But if you were grading every practice, Haener was more accurate. Now, as far as ad-lib and all, no, not on Spencer Rattler's level. But if you were charting everything, Haener was not. They both went on the level of Derek Carr. But Haener, you would say, well, it's kind of slight edge to Haener, just going by practice and what you're evaluating, even, the preseason games. And so I really wanted to think, I really think they wanted to see what they have in Haener. And it's like Sean Payton said one time, whenever you see a player and you don't think they can play, he just comes to a post-game press conference and said, I've seen enough. Well, I think they've seen enough of Haener. I'm not saying Haener might not eventually, be on a team. He might have to go to the UFL or something. He's not an NFL. He's not an NFL starting quarterback. Where I think there's way more upside with Spencer Rattler. But I think they just wanted to see what they had in Haener, because then they know we're not going to the playoffs, and now they know. There's no way Spencer Rattler's not starting Monday night against Green Bay. I don't know. Derek Carr had dealing with concussion, and then he broke his left hand, non-throwing hand in a couple of places. And it's going to be freezing out there, so I don't know if he'll be playing that game. and he might want to play against his old team, the Raiders, when he comes back. But no, Spencer Rattler, got to give him a lot of credit. How he moved the team that second half and gave the Saints to have almost a dramatic comeback win.
Yeah, I mean that finish was wild. Talking with Bobby Hebert here, obviously from New Orleans, played for the Saints, played for the Falcons, grew up in Baton Rouge, BR boy. Bobby, I don't know much. I never lived there. Obviously, you and Brian are from there, grew up there, all that. There's something about the Superdome. You hear voodoo, all these things, right? All these crazy things down there. What do you make of the clock stoppage with 9 seconds left in that game?
That was voodoo.
Well, yeah. I mean, you talk about a hex or whatever you call it. Who's worse right now? What we all saying in New Orleans, who's worse than the Saints? And the sorry-ass Pelicans. I mean, they always freaking hurt. Zion and all them. It's like, what, we better than the Wizards? Y'all know that. What did they say? You better than the Wizards and the Jazz maybe right now?
Yeah, the Wizards aren't doing so hot.
The Saints are right now. What's that?
The Wizards are terrible, dude.
Yeah.
No, I know, and I'm telling you, the Pelicans, nobody never plays. They always hurt. Zion stealing money. They never play. I don't know how tough he is. The fans want to cheer for him. We love football, and we like basketball. And if the team wins, we're going to support it. But right now, no, it's right now. You know what the fans are saying, man? I hope LSU baseball is good because that's how good. Because that's our major league team. It's always amongst the best. Can we go to Omaha and all that? But
yeah, we got Dylan Cruz here in DC now.
Talked to Dylan yesterday.
I tell you what, man, you're not wrong. The only team the Pelicans are better than is the Wizards. Pelicans are 5-22, but the Wiz got them beat.
Right.
The Wiz are what? 2 and what?
3-21.
3-21.
Damn.
No, it's terrible. And so, no, the fan base. We are a big town, small city in New Orleans, and we love sports, but the team got to win. You got to throw us a bone and give us hope. And the Saints right now, and they bleed black and gold. In other words, the Pelicans have to win to get support. The Saints, if they just in the hunt and they entertain, they weren't entertained that first half. That was horrendous. And but that's how they fought back. So they're fighting for Coach Rizzi, and I think he'd had to kind of almost run the table to have an opportunity to be the head coach. And you might say, well, you got to think more offensive side of the ball, but not necessarily. I think Dan Quinn's outstanding. It wasn't his fault when he was the head coach at Atlanta, and Shanahan didn't run the ball. The Patriots wouldn't even had a chance to come back when you break that down. But like Coach Rizzi, look at John Harbaugh. When you arguably say he's one of the best coaches in the NFL, his background, special teams.
Mm-hmm.
Marv Levy, remember old school Marv Levy with the Bills went to the Super Bowl 4 straight years, never won. He's a special teams guy. So yeah, but I think they're going to go a different route. And Coach Rizzi, the players play hard for him though. They really respect him. He was more Sean Payton-like than Dennis Allen. I don't know. Dennis Allen was like too much of an introvert, and then the team didn't really respond to him.
He seemed like a total zero. And no offense to Dennis Allen, but it just seemed like there was nothing.
No, he's a nice guy, but you can be a nice guy if you win.
Oh yeah,
if you don't win, then you go, man. But we got a terrible coach.
Yeah.
Hey,
Totally.
Bobby, you still keep the long hair, dude?
No, I don't know. I got it'd be more too fuzzy, curly. No, I got hair, but it's all white.
Okay.
Now I do have hair though, but the thing is, like people say, well, hey, Bobby, you could do some of that. You could, make that like where just a touch of gray or something, all that. Well, now if I did something to my hair because it is so white, I think my hair is like white, like Ralph Lauren, And I look at that. I have a lot of hair, but if I did some, I'd have the hair everywhere I went. Like Hebert or Bobby, what the hell you did to your hair? It's too late. I had to start earlier and all that. But no, I think, I don't know, in the mid-'80s, I don't know why. I look at that. Like my rookie football card, I had like a perm. Why in the hell I got a perm?
It was a hell of a look, dude. It looked cool.
You know what that reminds me of? That's when the brothers were getting a Jerry curl. Have I ever told you that story about it was John Corker. We won the championship in 1983 in the USFL, the Michigan Panthers. He's from Oklahoma State. He's about 6'5". He's about he was the USFL LT. Had in 18, we played 18 regular season games. In 18 games, he had 28 and a half sacks.
Damn.
So he comes back next year, and he told me, I said, Corker, what are you doing? He pulls up in a Ferrari. He hardly could even fit in it. I go, what are you doing? You can't even fit in that car. And then he comes out, and he has this one white glove on. And so he comes out, he goes, Bobby, look at me. He goes, I'm like a big Michael Jackson. He had a Jerry curl. Jerry curl had one white glove on. So those back days, when you look at the hairdos and the different things you have, I said, oh, that'll live on forever.
Oh yeah.
That. But yeah, I have hair, but it's just white. And boy, like I said, how I talk about the restaurant, how I made 64 in August, and my mind's still sharp. I feel good. I've been taking. I need to do a damn Prevagen commercial because I think it's working. And then, but I had 11 concussions. I had 11 concussions in 15 years, but I never had more than one in a year. A lot of times that's what hurt. I remember talking with Steve Young and Troy Aikman. They got a concussion. They got another one like 2 or 3 weeks later, and then all of a sudden, that enticed them to retire.
Right.
Well, I was fortunate. I only had one, like I should say, one a year, 11 out of 15 years. And I think they gave a chance, a time for my brain to heal. I think it was a game, if I can recall. I think it was getting ready to play Washington. In 1989, I played in Tampa Bay. I got my front teeth knocked out.
Wow.
And I got like a knee. A knee came under my face mask. I remember I was trying to make Hardy Nickerson, avoiding him, running, and then I was sliding, and then I think a safety from Penn State, Robinson or something, came up. He was going to spear me with his helmet. Then they used to you could use your helmet.
Right.
And I ducked, but his knee came under my face mask, and I had one tooth knocked out, the other two chipped. Can you imagine? And then I had to, I was like knocked out. And then we had two quarterbacks. Dave Wilson was in Streets Club. We had John Forcade. But John Forcade, I went to the strip clubs in Tampa the night before, so he didn't study his game plan. So all of a sudden, he goes in the game. He gets knocked out of bounds at the end of towards the second quarter. He gets hit out of bounds, and I thought, oh, he must, like Dean, the trainer, I said, he must have broke his leg. No, he sprained his knee and they got the damn cart. Wow. He wasn't out for the year. So all of a sudden, Brett Perryman and Lonsdale Hill, Mo Hill, they're taking snaps at halftime, and every 10 snaps, they fumbling 8 of them. So Coach Maury tells Dean Kleinsmith, the trainer, Hebert got to go back in the game. I didn't even know where I freaking was. I felt like the Matrix. I was dropping back. Everything was so surreal. And then all of a sudden, I'm flying back from Tampa. I'm throwing up on the plane. I can't throw them no more. Feel like I'm throwing up my guts. I couldn't even look at the light. My head was killing me. And then all of a sudden, Monday, Tuesday, I still got bad headaches. I had to go get a scan and all that Wednesday. And then by Friday, I said, oh, wow, my headaches went away. So I go to the facility, and Mara says, how you feeling, Coach Jim Mara? And he goes, I go, well, feeling better. My headaches went away. He said, good, you're playing Sunday. And, now you missed 5, 6 weeks. Yeah, 5, 6 weeks. So I think I played that after the Tampa game. You look at the same schedule. I think it was Washington. I ended up playing against the Redskins. And I'm telling you, if I'd have got hit then, I might have been in a coma. But, I avoided the hits, and I didn't get another concussion the rest of the season. So it's just the way it is. And, they're doing the right thing trying to protect players. But I remember the peer pressure you used to feel from not only the coaches, but your teammates. I'm not going to use the P word, but they're like, come on, you can't be a wuss. We need you out there. You got to keep fighting. I said, okay. So you just keep going. And I remember when I got that concussion, and here I am, okay, this was before the coach could talk to you in your ear. So you have to do hand signals for the play. So here I got a concussion. We were calling the play by committee. I couldn't even recognize the coach. So Stan Brock, Eric Martin, we all calling the play by committee. So when I'm spitting out the play, I sound like a Cajun Sylvester the Cat. And you need your front teeth to talk. I'm like, trying to get, can you make it? It's like, whoa, that's what football was not fun. That's when I was just trying to survive.
Bobby.
Just trying to, so Now, that was crazy when I think about that.
That is
All
crazy.
right, bro.
Bobby, man, thank you so much.
Appreciate you,
this
Bobby.
has been an absolute blast getting to talk to you. Thank you very much, man.
Appreciate
Well,
you.
good to talk to y'all. And hey, listen, that's Washington. That's where the Capitals. That's America's team, not the damn Cowgirls.
Yeah.
We always say this.
We love that.
We
Thank
always
you.
say this. It's a great day. We say this because we always look at the Saints, who that nation. We're like international because you look in New Orleans, kind of European city. We always say, it's a great weekend in pro football is when the Saints win and the damn Cowgirls lose.
All right.
I loved it how they lost to the Bengals. That couldn't have been any better.
I like it.
That was I love it. So no, in Nation Capital, I think I like Washington, the Commanders being more America's team than the damn Cowgirls.
You got my support, Bobby. Thank you so much for the time, man.
All right, talk to y'all later.
All right, Bobby Hebert. That was one of one right there.